Hi everyone, today I'm going to be looking at a video I played as Keeper of Forbidden Wilds versus England 6. I like playing on board C because it's very natural to just remove the blight from the center and move into it on turn 1. So play Regrow from Roots. I do get Gift of Constancy as my first minor power, which actually ends up being extremely helpful. It gives you 2 energy plus a reclaim. So turn 2, doing 2 growths, 2 presents, so 1 from the top track, 1 from the bottom, to get the 4 energy and 2 card plays. Encompassing Ward is a good card to get because it helps me defend against this corner mountains. So playing that and Gift of Constancy just to keep my energy up. And Keeper really scales fast, so usually you'll be able to get a good number of major and minor powers, and the energy to both play those and reach the elemental thresholds of those major powers that you get. So here I'm deciding where to push this Dahan, or these Dahan. I think maybe I should probably look for, like, to see what minor power I get, because right now in hand I don't have any defense. So I think the better play here would actually be to gain a power first. So I go for major powers, and I hit Unrelenting Growth, which is, I mean, it's kind of a crazy, this is kind of a crazy game because I get Gift of Constancy is super good, just keeping the energy up, and then Unrelenting Growth accelerates what Keeper is good at already. And with just like the starting cards, you can hit your elemental threshold. So I mean, this example game actually turns out to be like a crazy game, a crazy good in terms of like just the cards that I get. Because I mean, usually the games that I get really bad cards I don't put on YouTube because they usually end up in a loss. So here I could either get a defend or absorb corruption to remove some more blight, but I do think the defend is better here because Keeper already has a blight removal card. So I'm just looking through the major powers, trying to find something that I like. I think Vigor of the Breaking Dawn is a good find. Mostly because you do have some control over pushing Dahan around. Whenever you make a sacred site, it pushes Dahan out of your land. So I could do something next turn, and I have 4 Dahan in a land with 1 presence. So I can do something where I push out the Dahan probably into those mountains and do a lot of damage. But I also have to be aware that Wetlands is ravaging and building. So Wetlands comes up 2 times in a row. So ideally, I'd like to deal some damage into, well, let's see what I have. I have Vigor of the Breaking Dawn, I have the Defend 10, and I have Gift of Constancy. And I already have a Sun element on my growth track, so that those give me the elemental threshold of Vigor of the Breaking Dawn. I don't think pushing into the wetlands is... Because with the elemental threshold of Vigor, I think I don't realize that I have the elemental threshold right now. Because what I could do is damage and then push Dahan into the second land. So I would want to split them 2 and 2. So I can probably deal, or I could go all 4 and then I think it's the same either way. And I play Sacrosanct Wilderness because I use Unrelenting Growth the previous turn. And Sacrosanct Wilderness scales damage with wilds tokens. So that's the reason why I'm playing that. I think Encompassing Ward might be redundant here. Yeah, I do need the animal. I do need the second animal from that Defend 10 card. Let's see, there's 5 damage coming in from the corner wetlands. So I think I'm trying to figure out whether I actually need both of the defend cards or not. Because I could do 6 damage. So 8 into the mountains, that's 2 cities, and then probably push into, the middle wetlands. Or I could push into the... Oh, yeah, so there's the second option where you can deal 1 to each, so that clears out both. So I completely forgot about that. So that's a... Yeah, deal an extra damage to get to 7 damage. So I remove Blight from the coast, because coast is coming up. Wetlands, building, then ravaging. I'm at 7 energy. I do have Encompassing Ward. I also have 3 Blight left. So I guess my thought process was just keep looking for minor or major powers. I do get Paralyzing Fright, which is great. Fear is always great against England. So I think Unrelenting Growth is the card to forget here, mostly because it's kind of served its purpose. Keeper already has the ability to put out a bunch of presents, so I think Unrelenting Growth isn't super needed right now. I don't think I'm paying attention to the fact that Wetlands build, then Ravage. Because I'm playing it almost as if Encompassing Ward was enough. Maybe I didn't really care that both were blighting. but I do think getting Paralyzing Fright was a lucky draw. Because otherwise I would just be getting 2 blight for nothing if I kind of drew empty. Defend 5 is good. Coast is Ravaging. I do have that air, so I think it could get +1. Oh, what I do is I'm looking for, yeah, so I pick Scour the Land instead because it has air and earth, which is needed for Paralyzing Fright's Elemental Threshold. So I definitely want to be using that. To get the 8 Fear, I have 5 card plays, so I end up being able to get the Elemental Threshold of both Paralyzing Fright and Vigor of the Breaking Dawn with this combination of cards, which is super fortunate. So I have a Defend 10 in the mountains. Vigor can deal damage in 2 lands. And then Paralyzing Fright in the jungle to stop that final Ravage. I think I didn't see that town in the bottom jungle. I should have gathered the Dahan into there. But I guess the fear card removed it anyway. But I think I should have gathered and then taken the town from somewhere else. So wetlands are building, sands. So deciding whether to use Scout of the Land, there's not like a great target. 3 towns, like maybe that second mountains. But there's already a blight there, so it's not the ideal spot to put it. And I only have 1 blight left for a healthy island. So I have a good cycle of cards. Like Paralyzing Fright's always great. I have a lot of Dahan still on the board, so fortunate that the events didn't just kill the Dahan. I have Encompassing Ward to deal with the coastal sands because it's building and then ravaging. But since nothing's there right now, I'm looking specifically for something that has air. So I think Fleshrot Fever was the only thing that had air in it. I don't remember the last time I've taken Fleshrot Fever, to be honest. But I think it was the only card in that selection that had air in it. I don't think I need a Defend 10 right now. Unfortunately, that corner wetlands is blighted, so I can't use Sacrosanct Wilderness on it. And I guess I'm skipping the actions in that inland mountains because I don't want a city there. So I don't have enough money to pay for the what is it? Transmute the worst of the species, so I just forget that defend card. Unfortunately, you get some Dahan related fear cards that aren't optimally positioned. So everything is Sands and Mountains right now, and that Coastal Mountains has six buildings in it. But I mean, I have Paralyzing Fright. Honestly, I feel like most games where Paralyzing Fright shows up against England, it's a good game. It's the fear. It's like the stalling that you need against England to prevent the builds. Usually, I like Manifest Incarnation a lot, but I think Power Storm lets you repeat Paralyzing Fright. And I think that's a really strong combo. I unfortunately forgot my other animal card. I have 2 air and 3 earth already in these 4 cards. So I guess Gift of Constancy just to keep the energy up. So tons of fear. I get to repeat Paralyzing Fright twice. Again, like Paralyzing Fright is doing a ton of work here because the mountains would have, I mean, mountains shows up like 4 times, I think, just because of coastal lands. So I can gather 2. I'm wondering if I should have taken stuff out of the mountains or not. Yeah, mountain shows up again, but I only need 3 fear to win, and Paralyzing Fright, I mean, I can just reclaim that and finish the game. All right, and ending with a fear victory. Thanks for watching.